So what is it about this couple that especially stands out to you from others in the genre?
This couple finds a home within each other that they could not find from family or society.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tales of Our Times. This is a show where we discuss the stories that move us, what makes them so meaningful, and why others could or should find meaning in them as well. This is not a spoiler-free show, so bear that in mind as you continue to listen. We tackle movies, books, comics, and more. Where there's a story, there's a reason to read. And you're joining us during our summer special, Spicy Summer, where we take a microscope to different elements of the romance genre and try to understand what keeps it so enduringly popular. This month, we're looking at different relationship archetypes, with today's special being the, in my opinion, underrated friends to lovers archetype, but also a great example of a historical romance. So here to walk us through what that means is my guest, Milo Bowles. Welcome, Milo.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming back. Is there anything you would like to say to introduce yourself before we get into talking about this story?
Well, I'm Milo Bowles. As well as a reader of the romance genre, I am a writer as well.
Oh, that's so exciting. So this is a baby question before we get started. Are you ever inspired by anything you read in books like today's in your own writing?
Oh, absolutely.
Like constantly or like just, I know this book you picked, you said was like something that you were, perhaps I'm putting words in your mouth, like you were obsessed with when you got to it.
Yeah, I picked this up and I didn't think that it would mean to me what it does. I just thought, oh, interesting, a historical romance with magic. Oh, this will be cool. And then it's like this really deep, like, friendship turning into lovers and then things falling apart and then coming back together, yes. And then everything that surrounds it within the genre and
the third act crisis. Well, yes. Okay, let's let the listeners in. What story have you brought for us to discuss today?
Right, this is called A Marvellous Light by Freya Marske.
Okay, now you brought this story to my attention as honestly like a good example of a few archetypes, but the one that I wanted to highlight today is the friends to lovers and the historical romance archetype. That's not really an archetype, but just sort of like genre of romance. Now, while the friends to lovers seems pretty self-explanatory, something that we should mention is that like one of the big tropes that often plays into this one is that friends to lovers deals with a lot of the tension of not wanting to ruin the friendship or being afraid of perhaps making things awkward because you have feelings and you're worried about it being reciprocated. Recently, a lot more popular is the enemies to lovers trope, but I think that this one is underrated for its relatability. Meanwhile, the historical romance genre often deals with bigger problems that today we no longer see as problems. And this is especially to get the readers on the characters' side. So one of the biggest plot points is often something that today many readers will see as not a problem, but in the chosen time period is a huge societal problem that people would not be okay with. You said that this was a good example of both of these. Do you think that this is something we can look forward to in this story?
Absolutely. As far as the historical aspect of it, the taboo here is that these are two gay men in London in the Victorian times. And there's obviously that taboo there. It's not legal to be gay.
Right.
And that's kind of like an undercurrent of their relationship and how they interact with each other, especially in public. However, it's not the biggest element of the story. It's not the sole focus. Where we get into the sole focus of their dynamic is their connection with each other and what that means to them and to how they are moving in the world together.
Ooh, oh my God, it already sounds so romantic.
It really is.
Okay. Let's just go ahead and get into it. Milo, can you give us a summary of A Marvellous Light?
So Robin Blythe is a minor lord. He is promoted to be the head of like the home office for some kind of government thing in London at that time. And he received this promotion through a family friend's connection. So it's a bit of nepotism there. He doesn't know what he's supposed to be doing.
Isn't the whole like kind of British lord lady thing kind of nepotistic anyway?
Oh yeah. He makes note of this himself. He would not have gotten this position if he had not been
Related.
In the lordship.
Yes, yeah.
And he arrives at this home office and is immediately confronted with the existence of magic.
I was waiting for this because although I didn't make note of it, I don't know if you saw it on my face, I didn't know there was going to be magic in this book. So when you were just casually talking about it over there and you're like, oh, and then he discovers magic and da-da-da-da-da, personally I was like, oh, wait, what? Now, this is something you've kept from me for like the week and a half we've been discussing this book.
Not intentionally.
No, it's great. I feel as surprised as he is. So he's surprised there's magic.
So he goes through what is called an unbusheling, which is where a non-magical person is introduced to the concept of magic for the first time.
Indeed.
And the person who does this unbusheling is Edwin Corsi.
Is he the other main character?
He is.
These names are like too powerful to just be like a Joe Schmo. So, okay, Edwin Corsi.
Edwin Corsi introduces him to the concept of magic and then sends Blythe on his merry way to go home and go process that before he does any actual work.
It's very thoughtful.
Yeah.
How does he deal with that?
Well, Edwin shows him this snowflake spell where he's like pulling condensation from the air and spinning it into a snowflake. Robin's response to that is that it was lovely, and nobody has ever said that about Edwin's magic before. So it really strikes him as, wow.
My magic is lovely.
My magic's lovely. He thinks I'm lovely.
Yes. And so where does that go from there?
Well, as he is on his way home, Robin gets kidnapped.
Huge bummer.
And cursed by other magicians. They put this cursed rune on his arm that expands, and when it reaches his heart, it'll stop his heart. They are looking for something called the last contract.
Okay.
And it is something to do with the origins of magic in England. And they are convinced that it is somewhere in the Home Office.
Okay. And this is like they're trying to bully him into giving it to them.
Now, what they don't know is that Robin is fresh off the boat.
Yeah,
and
he like just got the job.
He knows nobody or nothing. So he's stuck with this horrible cursed rune on his arm, and he goes into the office and is like, hey, this horrible thing happened to me.
So I didn't get a chance to process it. Instead, I'm cursed and dying.
Yeah.
Hey.
And then there's another element of it because he immediately starts having visions of the future.
Oh, is that good though, kind of?
It is actually. And so they're trying to find out, okay, who cursed your arm? Why did they curse it? How can we remove this so it doesn't kill you? And what do they want?
All that stuff you just told me, they don't know it yet.
They don't know it.
Yeah. Okay.
So they go to Edwin Corsi's ex-lover's house.
Okay.
Who's also a magician, but his family is skilled in removing curses.
Okay, necessary.
They have this gigantic argument, and it reveals certain things about Edwin that are interesting to Sir Robin Blythe.
Is it proclivities?
Yes.
That's often the word I hear used in romance of the historical nature for liking someone.
An inkling of that.
An inkling. Yeah, liking somebody of the same gender of you is often written off as you have peculiar proclivities. Everyone trying to sidestep it.
And so Lord Hawthorne, his ex-lover, sends him away, says, I don't want to talk to you. Get out of here.
Fair enough. Okay.
So they end up going to Edwin Corsi's family home, which is full of magicians who are also all British nobility. And they are about as stuck up and snobbish as you can get.
They went to Edwin's house. They met his family. His family is rude, stuck up, and therefore the perfect example of Victorian nobility.
So the thing with Edwin and Edwin's family is that he has the least magic of any of them. And I've bookmarked this thing that I think really exemplifies his family's feelings about Edwin. I see what you are, and you are not enough. Yikes, right?
Oh my God. Okay. So he's got a little bit of a thing, a chip.
He definitely has a chip on his shoulder about, what is his worth as a magician and as a member of this family, because they do not accept him.
No, for sure not.
And whether they are or are not aware of his quote-unquote proclivities, it does not matter so long as he does not have enough magic to be worth considering in the first place.
Right, like they're like, actually, we don't care about you. So does Robin, how does Robin take note of this?
Robin thinks that they're all pretty rancid.
Rad.
And as they are dealing with this together, they grow closer and closer. And I think a really big turning point for them is when they both truly like discover that the other is in fact gay. This moment happens when they're in the library and
romantic.
They're looking for ways to dispel the curse on Robin's arm. And out of one of the more inconspicuous looking books falls out an erotic novel.
Oh, that's fun.
A gay erotic novel. And
yes.
It's one that Robin recognizes.
Oh, he's like, I have that same. Oh.
At first he's worried, oh crap, did I bring this from home accidentally? It's like,
right. It's so hyper specific. Okay, this is fun. And so then he and Edwin, embarrassed, are like, oh, so you. Wow, that's so interesting.
Wow, interesting. I definitely don't have feelings about
this. That's so cool. That's just cool. Bro. I love that for you. So, not me. I don't love you yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
They have even more of this bond now that they understand each other.
Yeah. So this is the difficulty of the friendship thing then, is they're like, oh my God, somebody who truly understands me. Now I really can't mess this up. Are they ever able to address now, how poetic, the curse coming for his heart. Are they ever able to cure him of this curse then?
Yes, the curse is eventually cured. Edwin finds a way to lift it from his arm using a certain type of liminal magic that nobody else in his family had ever been able to even conceive of or master in the first place. But before we get to that, they go looking for more answers about the first contract, and they happen upon Flora Sutton's home. This massive sprawling estate with a cursed hedge maze, and Flora Sutton is an older woman. Her life is just full of secrets.
Fun.
And they question her about this, and then she tells them, okay, I'll go find some literature for you, but go weigh it out in the garden. And they end up trapped in this hedge maze.
Oh.
And trapped in the hedge maze, pursued by Robin's attackers.
Less romantic. Okay, all right, got it.
And
perfect witch trope, though. Okay.
So they end up in this hedge maze and pursued by the attackers. And one of the rules of magic is that you can stake a claim over a land if you promise to protect it. And the land will protect you, and you will protect the land.
Okay. Oh, I like that.
So it's like, I need something to protect us desperately, even if it's just 1 square foot of this land.
Yeah.
And he pledges himself to this land. I promise to care for this land and protect it and nourish it. And the land ends up giving its entire self to Edwin. So he inherits the entire Sutton estate. They leave the hedge maze to go back to Flora Sutton, and she has been murdered in her home, taking all of her secrets with her.
Wow, that's also right. Okay. No wonder the land was like so game for switching.
Yeah. They go back to Edwin's family home.
Okay.
To find more information about what Flora might have known, or if any of them know anything about that. And so the Corseys have brought Robin's sister there as kind of like a bargaining chip over his head, because they want to influence him.
Well, he does still have a powerful position.
Like, she's kind of a hostage there.
Yeah, for sure.
But then Robin finds out that they can drug non-magical people to forget about everything they've learned about magic. Robin and Edwin have this massive falling out. Like, I can't believe you were going to do that to me. Well, I was, but then I fell in love with you. And
yeah, this would be a huge breach of trust.
Huge breach of trust.
If I hadn't been poisoned and come back and told you that I was cursed, you would have just like tossed me aside.
Exactly. And so they go back to London. Like, well, it's awkward now, but we still got to figure this out.
I do still want to be saved, even though I'm mad.
And even though I'm mad.
Yeah.
And it ends up that Edwin's own brother, Walter Corsey, is in on this. And so he kidnaps Edwin to pull information out of him and try to get him in on this whole thing. But Robin teams up with more magicians to go save Edwin. And eventually they end up back at the Sutton estate. And when Walter tries to attack them, the house literally attacks Walter.
Yay!
And they found 1/3 of the contract.
Yes.
And the rest is hidden elsewhere.
Okay.
And they make Walter Corsey magically swear not to harm either of them while they all look for the contract. As kind of like an arms race against each other. And that's how the book ends.
Okay. You told me just before this started that this is a trilogy. So then the other 2/3 are with those couples, I have to assume. That's so cool. I love it. No wonder you were like gripped
I'm obsessed with this book.
Yeah.
Like, there's the romance, but also the plot, and they both feed into each other.
Right. So in what ways do you think that it really exemplifies or differs from the romantic archetype? Actually, for this one, we have two, but like the friends to lovers and also the historical romance genre.
I feel like it subverts the friends to lovers in that before they became friends, they were very much complete strangers. Mm-hmm. And the period in which they were tentative friends was pretty small because they did start to have feelings for each other quite quickly. There was that worry, of course, well, this is the only person who understands and I don't want to mess it up with him. They end up together anyways.
Right. Well, it's also pretty weighty. Like, the thing about them being gay in Victorian London is, like, this is an extremely weighty secret, but it's an extremely weighty secret related directly to who I might like. So... And do you think that it does a good job of exemplifying a historical romance, or does it also subvert that as well a little bit?
I think it does a really good job of using the historical romance elements because they very much are people of their time. Mm-hmm. And they understand that their romance is not one that would be favorably looked upon by society, so they have to keep an element of secrecy. It's not the largest element of the story. Mm-hmm. It's not the focus, but it is present theme.
Yeah. Now, romance often gets the shaft in book recommendations, but why would you recommend A Marvellous Light to others? And do you think that it should be recognized as a tale of our time?
I recommend A Marvellous Light. And I think, yes, it deserves to be a tale of our time because it has a lot to say about where you find your worth. Do you find your worth in the opinions of others or in the people that love you and that you choose to love? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like, do you take what society tells you that you are? And how do you see yourself? And how do you care for the ones who love you and put their trust in you? How do you take care of that trust?
Do you feel like it answers all of those questions, like, in a satisfactory way as well?
Absolutely. I feel like it does. A big theme of the book is liminal spaces. Yeah. And liminal feelings and times.
I mean, it's even the special magic he has, but I didn't actually think about it until you just now mentioned it, the sort of like literary theming of that. Please go on.
It's like Edwin is caught in this in-between state a lot of times, like between loving Robin and not knowing him, between acceptance in his family and outright dismissal.
Even in between societally.
In between trust and untrust.
Well, my first thought when I just had the brain blast of like, oh, he has liminal magic, was like also they and their romantic relationship is like exists in sort of like a liminal space in society. Honestly, if they're lucky, if people pretend not to notice in this time period, that's almost the best outcome. So they even exist sort of on the outskirts or in this liminal space in society. So it's interesting to see a book that deals very well with people who exist in those like kind of uncomfortable spaces, but wraps it up in a way that feels good, right? Like wraps it up with these people finding home, and that home is each other. And also a physical home. They have that house that's like, we'll go to bat for them. I feel like a lot of stories that deal with people in liminal spaces often end up in an uncomfortable or sad place, which is important, but like it's nice to see those stories end happily from time to time, you know?
Even though the magical plot of the story doesn't wrap up in the first book, the way that their romance arc wraps up, it's a very lovely thing for them. It's very satisfying, and that's why I've read this book again and again. I'm like almost through the second book right now, but I'm like fighting the urge to just pick up the first one and
reread it again. Yes, I love books like that. That's how you know it's a good one. So unfortunately, we are almost out of time. But before we go, if you could give A Marvellous Light a one-phrase subtitle of your very own, what would that be?
Can I use a quote from the book?
Yeah, I mean, if it's one phrase, I think why not?
Beginnings and endings are powerful. You can create profound change if you slip in through the gaps.
Yes.
Or you can create powerful change through liminal spaces.
Creating powerful change in liminal spaces. Is this okay?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God. Man, maybe we'll have to have you on to tell us how that second book wraps up eventually. Anyway, unfortunately, now we are truly out of time. So first, thank you so much for coming on again, Milo. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And for all of you listeners out there, thank you for joining us on Radio Taiwan International. This has been a spicy summer version of our Tales of Our Time. I'm your host, Amanda Stevens, with my guest, Milo Bowles, and I hope that you enjoyed learning more about A Marvellous Light, creating powerful change in liminal spaces, a tale of our time. We'll see you next time.